Beaver Dam, Dodge County, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the Dam Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun, featuring Mr. Smooth himself.
My who's hot is Wally.
Yeah, that's fair.
Smoking hot.
Corey Sparks, and a real athlete.
I am an athlete. I am going to show up and dominate.
Wally Lukaczynski, covering everything Titletown and pro college and high school sports around South Central Wisconsin. Here are these heroes? Really heroes?
Just proving the hero that I am, just in the nick of time to be tortured for all of your enjoyments at home.
Okay, here are these heroes now. Broadcasting live on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Happy Friday, everybody. The weekend is here, and that means football. Jason Wilde joins us to start the Dam Sports Show. We give our Badgers football X Factors ahead of their matchup with Middle Tennessee State tomorrow. In 3 hours, Beaver Dam football has their home opener and is looking for a bounce-back win after taking a loss in Menominee Falls last week. We'll have your keys to victory for tonight's game on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. We'll preview Randolph football for a bit as well. New version of Friday Picks using an app that we're excited to introduce to you all football season long, and much more. This is the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV. I'm Corey Sparks. I'm joined in studio by Wally Lukaczynski. We have Jack Wilski in the 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam production studio as well. Good afternoon, Wally.
It's Friday of the NFL Week 1. Corey, we have college football. We have high school football. We have playoff baseball on the horizon. This is truly one of those times of years, one of the best sports times of years. I cannot wait to be a couch potato and get to drink it all in.
Half the week, right? We got an introduction to the 2025 NFL season by Jalen Carter before the season even started yesterday.
Tough way to start the year.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday Night Football for the NFL scene as well. You'll be able to listen to those games on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam all season long. And one of our favorite football guys, the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, is nice enough to join us now. You can hear him live on Wilde and Tausch weekdays from 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. Jason, how are you doing today?
Was there a memo that I was supposed to wear a hat?
Yeah, it's a hat day.
It is a hat day. We wear a lot of hats at the studio, I feel like.
I feel like you always have a hat on. I'm almost surprised you don't have one right now.
The Ducks hat.
The only time I wear a hat is if I haven't showered.
Oh, so you just don't shower before Wilde and Tausch usually?
I don't, because I like to get a workout in, because I'm a big fitness guy.
Yes.
As you can tell by looking at me. And so I usually either get a workout in and then do the show and don't have time to shower, or wait till after the show like I did today. And but you guys look great. I was a little confused because it says the September 3rd edition of the program on YouTube, so make sure you click that anyway, folks.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, I'm excited for the Golden Beavers. I hope they bounce back tonight.
We're excited for them, too. Coming off their first conference title in a little over 4 decades, and we're really excited for the Packers season to officially start in the regular season in 2 days, Jason. Obviously, a lot of dialogue this week after the Packers got Micah Parsons has been surrounding what his playtime is going to look like this Sunday. How much do you think we could see Green Bay's newest pass rusher in action in his debut in Lambeau this Sunday?
Well, I don't know, Corey. He might not play at all. He's questionable on the injury report.
But do you actually believe that we will not see him, or is that like a questionable? That's like it's a questionable.
Yeah, it's kind of questionable that they termed him questionable. But I think Matt LaFleur is doing his gamesmanship. I don't know how good he is at it. I also think, he was limited in practice all week. But he's playing. Like, let's be honest here. Now, he's not playing the whole game. He's going to play, 25, 30 snaps, maybe more if he's up for it. But this back injury is not a major back injury one. 2, even though he did not have training camp because he was holding in while dealing with his back injury. He got plenty of work this week, And you don't spend $188 million on a guy to have him stand on the sideline. And remember, this is the same guy who passed his physical when he got here, that the Packers put him through. This is the same guy that said they didn't pay what they paid to get me, to have me stand on the sideline. So I have very little doubt that he's not going to be out there. And my only real question is, does Jordan Love have enough juice in his building to get the introductions to be the defensive starter?
I saw that.
So he can run out last and then get a third down sack and force a punt. I thought Jordan was aiming a little bit low. I thought he should have said, gets a third down sack, it's a fumble, he picks it up, returns it for a touchdown, and then does a Lambeau leap. But, hey, who could be greedy?
Scoop and score. Back to the questionable conversation, Jason. Whatever happened to the probable designation? I feel like I never see that anymore. Maybe it's just because I'm a fantasy football guy. I never see the P next to a guy's name. It's always either questionable until they're in or out.
Or doubtful, which means
or
out.
Doubtful. I never see probable anymore.
That's because it's gone. Exactly. It does not exist in this dojo. It's gone. With your throwback UW Oshkosh quarter zip, it's a thing of the past. They decided to eliminate it, and it's been a while now.
Really?
I bet it's been probably maybe not 10 years, but it's definitely been a while, which I hate, right? Because questionable is everything from a small percentage to basically getting up to doubtful, which is 75% unlikely to play.
Yeah.
So I hate it. I think there's some guys that are on this list because, and I'm sure coaches love it because it leaves more room for uncertainty. But there's no way that the questionable for Micah Parsons is the same as the questionable for Savion Williams, who's still coming back from a hamstring injury, or for Nate Hobbs, who practiced, yesterday and today, but hadn't practiced since July 31st. They're both listed as questionable, and I think Parsons is going to play, and I don't think Hobbs is.
Yeah, that's a wide range.
Yeah, if I have a bad chicken sandwich, they can throw me down as questionable. I hear you, Jason. But what I have a question for you, though, is going into a high-stakes divisional matchup right off the rip. You have Washington following up week 2. It's a huge test, but it's also a huge opportunity for this team. How have they seemed in the build-up now with the Micah Parsons big news? Are they seemingly embracing this giant X that they're going to have on their back this year? Do you think they're going to be ready for these 2 weeks early on here in Green Bay?
Well, I don't think, and they may be delusional, but I don't think they have an X on their back.
Really?
I think they're taking kind of more of the, hey, we got a lot to prove, and yeah, we got a good player, a really, really good player added to our group, but we lost our last 3 games last year. We've got a ton to prove. Nobody thinks that we're as good as we think we are. So I do think that there's, I don't think that has settled in yet. Now, that can change, right? I mean, let's say that they go out there and they beat the Lions and then beat the Commanders 4 days later and suddenly they're 2-0. Then they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
Right.
It's kind of like Edger and Cooper. We were talking to the linebackers coach, Sean Duggan, and I think he kind of misunderstood my question. But, there are expectations for Edger and Cooper now because of what he did last season. Nobody, opposing teams didn't know just how good he was. But he had a really good rookie season, and now he's got to live up to greater expectations. And so does this team, whether they know it yet or not.
We are talking with the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. He joins us now. You can hear him live on Wilde and Tausch weekdays from 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. Jason, one of my favorite in-season segments on Wilde and Tausch is when you guys select your Steinhaffel's Sleepers of the Week. And Tausch took Evan Williams. Jesse went the Luke Musgrave route. You had Romeo Doubs. What sticks out to you about Romeo heading into this matchup with the Lions in a couple of days?
It's a really big year for him. By the way, I'm following along on YouTube, and by the way, great job, Jack, changing the date. Well done. But TC00610, which I don't know if that's a zip code or what that is. What's questionable is Jason Wilde's phone connection. He sounds terrible, just terrible.
Yeah, the little Charles
Barkley.
Bad?
I got my headphones in, Like, I thought it would sound good. Do I sound bad?
I thought you sounded fine.
You sound fine, Jason. Whenever we have to go through, it's Beaver Dam. We got our like tech stuff where it doesn't matter how clean the phone is, you're never going to come through as if you're in the room with us. So I think it's more or less just that. Because if you listen back, it's going to sound the exact same as every time.
Okay. I have that app that allows you to be like you're connected to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to start trying to use that, we can start trying. Because I hate to see TC00610 unhappy.
You and me
I'm just
both.
happy to see someone else in the chat. I thought I was the only one here. Look, I think it's really important for Romeo Doubs on a number of levels. I spent a little bit of time with him yesterday. Spent a lot of time today with Clay Walker, who seems to be in a really great headspace. And I think there's a lot of hope in this building that what we saw from him for 3 games before he hurt his ankle in Seattle last year is who he really is, and he's going to have a really big year. But Romeo Doubs is a good player. I think he's a very good player. And I think we tend to forget that because of what he did leading into the Rams game last year, because of the 2 concussions that he had last season. That's obviously a concern. But, like, I think he's got the best connectivity with Jordan Love of any of the wide receivers. And so I think it's really important for him to get off to a good start, to have that confidence, because when he is a confident player, I think he's a really productive player.
Who is your Steinhoffel sleeper of the season, if that were to be a thing? Are you taking Romeo all the way through, wire to wire, because it is supposed to be a big year for him?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, look, I think there's a couple of guys, and look, we love our partnership with Steinhoffels. They're great. I certainly love Charlie Dern's dad, who's an amazing guy and become a good friend. But let's be honest, the Steinhoffel sleeper of the week is sketchy. We don't really pick sleepers, right? Like Romeo Doubs has had pretty productive seasons, right? I mean, Evan Williams is a really good player for them. Like, yes, we don't want you to pick Xavier McKinney or Micah Parsons, but we're not saying I'm going to take
Baron Sorrell's going to go get 2 sacks on Sunday.
Exactly.
Chris Brooks.
3-sack day for Baron Sorrell, who is also questionable on the injury report, and I don't expect to play, which is, again, going back to they should bring back probable. But, look, I think it's a really big year for a lot of guys, whether it's for contract, whether it's for proving themselves as being really good NFL players instead of just intermittently really good NFL players. So, and I just can't wait for them to kick it off. I'm really looking forward to Sunday and then the quick turnaround for Thursday, because that means I've got a weekend where I can actually get some stuff done around the house a week from this weekend. So a lot of things coming together for it.
Well, Jason, you're the man. I know. You got to be bailing here in a second. So softball on the way out for you. Favorite part of week 1?
It's just on Fridays. I'm going to be on WTMJ, and I wanted to make sure that they understood that you guys take priority because you were here first.
Well, look, I was going to say 5-10 second answer. Favorite part of week 1?
The uncertainty, right? Whether it's unscouted looks or who is going to be that surprise player that has an impact that you didn't really think about having an impact. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to talking to WTMJ when they call.
There we go. Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining our YouTube stream and our phone lines. We don't think it was terrible at all. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to talking to you next Wednesday.
All right, boys. I appreciate you and TC00610 as well. Have a great weekend. Take care. Be good.
Appreciate it. That is the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde. You can hear him live on Wilde's House weekdays from 9 to noon across ESPN Wisconsin. When we return, there's a lot of different layers of football going on right now. That's the beautiful part of the first week of September. You've got your high school, you've got your NFL, and wedged there right in between on Saturdays, typically, last week it was a Thursday, you get Wisconsin Badgers football, and they're taking on Middle Tennessee State tomorrow. Kickoff is set for 3 p.m. on 95.3 WBEV. It's not your sleepers of the week, more so your X factors, your players to watch. Who should we be locked in on at 3 p.m. on this upcoming Saturday, tomorrow, against Middle Tennessee State? That's on the other end of the break. This is the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Are you aware of who's making your healthcare decisions? Hi, this is Dr. Adam Forster with Columbus Family Dental. Healthcare is a very personal thing that requires careful thought.
Attention sports fans! Whether you're chasing the hottest rookie card, that next big autographed sports card, or looking for expert card services, Real Sports Cards is here for you. For everything from sports to Pokemon cards, visit the store in downtown Waupun today. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play and download the Real Sports Cards app for all live online card breaks. Watch, collect, and win from anywhere. Real Sports Cards, where sports fans come to play.
Welcome back to the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, Daily Dodge TV, the ESPN Wisconsin app as well. You can follow us on Facebook, ESPN Beaver Dam, TikTok at ESPN Beaver Dam, Twitter X at ESPN BD, the show Twitter, Dam Sports ESPN. Your way into the show, our talk and text line is 920-887-9595. Or if you go into the Daily Dodge TV live chat, which TC00610 has clearly found, you can chime in there as well, and we will read your comments. Before we get to the Badgers, if you are looking for a one-stop shop for all things sports cards, head on over to Real Sports Cards in Waupun or check out their app. Whether you're into sports cards, Pokemon cards, or anything in between, Real Sports Cards has you covered. They've got live break streaming right in the app. You can grab those individual cards on the go. Be a part of a group and watch for your favorite players and teams as the packs get opened in real time. Go to the Apple or Google Play Store today, as we are doing on the Daily Dodge TV YouTube stream. Look for the orange logo and take your collection to the next level with Real Sports Cards. They are your local resource for all things sports cards, Pokemon cards, and more. My voice was fine yesterday until you and I had to call, or didn't have to. We called a 5-setter, and I was completely fine through 3 sets, and then I made the decision to start yelling, and now it's gone.
Well, it got loud in there in the 5th set yesterday. Credit to both Monona Grove and Beaver Dam. We did, and that was a hell of a game, too. That's one that went back and forth. Beaver Dam goes down and loses the first set. Claws back, goes up 2. Had a big lead in set 4. We started being like, all right, we're going to get out of here at like 9:30. Goes to the 5th set. We're like, now you have to win.
Yeah.
You're taking this 5. Like, you can't send us home sad on a 5-setter.
It was dramatic.
So hard to blame you on the voice there. So you're quite all right.
We lost it. I'm trying to get it back. Badgers take on Middle Tennessee State tomorrow. Hopefully nobody's losing their voices over that one. I sure would hope not. Kickoff is set for 3 p.m. on 95.3 WBEV. Pregame show starts a couple of hours before. And as we usually do with the Packers, with the Badgers, with the Golden Beavers, in this case it is the Badgers, X factors, players, components of the team that we should keep an eye on. And I'll kick us off with Ricardo Hallman. I think I tried this last year and cursed him into it's unfair to call it a setback because the year before he had 7 interceptions, but we saw a stark drop-off at least in that category. We got a 2-interception game from Preston Zachman in Week 1 against Miami of Ohio. Let's see some Ricardo Hallman circa 2023, see if he can feast on a football team that just lost to an FCS school in Week 1 of the college football season. But let's see what we saw from Ricardo Hallman when he had 7 interceptions 2 seasons ago. Send a message to opposing quarterbacks. Obviously, you're aiming to beat up on a team that is far inferior, and you could see the spread on that being about 28 points at this point for that reason. But send a message as a DB to opposing quarterbacks like Ty Simpson of Alabama in Week 3 that they have way more to worry about than they anticipated before the season started. Badgers faithful wants their blowout. This is your blowout, and it's going to start with a pick 6 from Ricardo Hallman in the opening drive.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
That would be fun.
Bold-a-thon take right there. Well, and the beauty of what that defense did last week, when you have a front 7 that is controlling the line of scrimmage, that is making it impossible for a team like that to be able to play on schedule, and you're playing 3rd and long, guys like Ricardo Hallman are going to be able to cheat a little bit. I think it's going to be the same tomorrow. So I think that's a really, really strong pick there at corner. I want to look at the other side of the ball, though. For me, it starts with the offensive line. Last week, we got to see a lot of promising things on the offense. I mean, Dylan Jones looks the part, averaged over 5 yards a carry, and there still wasn't that push. It was the tackle position, and more exclusively the left tackle position.
Yeah.
So trying to figure out, Luke Fickell went on record this week saying they're going to try to figure some things out. They're going to play some people in different positions, shift guys around, and try to figure out what that best 5-man in the lineup is. And this is the time to do it, because this is a game that you need to go in there. You need to bully Middle Tennessee State the way we were clamoring for last week. I didn't get on them last week because you did have the quarterback go down. Danny O'Neal comes in, gets his first experience with the team. He now has a week to prepare as a starter, get those reps, get that prep work in. I think you're going to see a much more composed offense and a defense that, once again, really, really dictates the tone. And I think Badger's big, Corey.
Yeah, I think so, too. I know we submitted our picks. Look over on the ESPN Madison social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. I'm not going to give up my pick, but I had Badgers by a wide margin. I'm sure you did, too.
Yeah.
I think they have to. They're 28-point favorites.
They cover. I'll leave it at that. I won't say the exact score. You have to go look for yourself, but they're going to cover tomorrow.
The left tackle position, I want to zero in on that a little bit more. Yeah. Great pick by you. Not only is that the spot where if Dylan Jones or Darian Dupree or Cade Giacomelli does a jump cut and tries to get to their left, not only is that a position that helps that backfield get more yards before contact, because a lot of the yards that Dylan Jones had to get were hard-earned. And he still had 5 yards plus per carry. But when Billy Edwards Jr. is not out there, 6'3", 230, Danny O'Neal, 6', 195 is, and the left tackle is protecting his blind side. I don't need to see, if it is him against Alabama, not to forecast too far forward, him getting blown up without even noticing by one of the best football programs in America, even though they're going through a tough spot right now.
No, we need to have this figured out before we go into Tuscaloosa, because again, we talked about it a little earlier. We're almost side watching that Alabama game to see and hope that they're kind of showing a little bit of the signs that this is just who they are.
We're all doing a little scouting this week.
We are, and it's a good week to do it too. Have you had a chance? If you've dove into the college football schedule, it's so funny to go from what was last week, just a bonanza of top 25 matchups.
Nothing.
It's just. I mean, the game that I looked at in the same time slot, because I'm like, Wisconsin on the big TV, but I want to have like a fun game on at the same time. And then I started looking. The fun game is what, Oklahoma State at Oregon? And Oregon's 27.5-point favorites?
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
You really have to start scraping, and it's not ranked on ranked, but I know Illinois Duke should be okay. Iowa State is one of your marquee matchups, and it's at 11 o'clock.
That's the game of the day until the Michigan and Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
Those are the only two. I almost wish, and this is selfish because, I mean, I think all of us college football fans would agree. Why not? Because you're just so happy to have college football back, have the really low-profile matchups week 1, use it as almost preseason, and then use week 2 to give us those giant matchups. And you still have that week or potentially even a bye week before you get into conference play. It's just now this is
Penn State and FIU. I'll be locked in.
Yeah, I mean...
No, I won't.
It's just all over. I'm trying to find a fun one. Rutgers, Miami, Tennessee, it's
if you're a sicko and you like wide spreads, this is a great week for you.
This is a week for the sharps. Yeah. I'll say that much. But I tell you, I just saw Mark DeStefano was in the live chat. I had to make sure I saw that. He was like, what? It's all about the guys up front. If we can dominate both sides of the line of scrimmage against the JV team, we're going to get rocked in the two Big Ten? All the numbers and all the...
Umbles?
I'm
trying to decipher that, too.
That's okay.
I've also never seen Mark DeStefano and TC00610 in the same room. So I do find it interesting. One account dropped off and another one picked up.
Well, Mark, he's always got his foot around Beaver Dam and all that. So I know he's going to be watching Badgers tomorrow, but I'm expecting to see him tonight. Maybe he's part of the Pizza Pirates, by the way.
That's something that will probably come back.
I wanted to. Now I'm going to be up there, and they're not going to have it.
On the road, it's happened, but I feel like on the road, it's like plus 500 that the Pizza Pirate delivers. At home, it was like every week, like guaranteed. The sun's going to come up.
Well, if you're watching Pizza Pirate, like I'm desperately hungry. I have been waiting for you.
10 people watching. One of them has to be the Pizza Pirate.
Somebody is the Pizza Pirate out there, and I expect you to deliver. That's all I have. Whatever. I'm hungry.
Ricardo Hallman, the offensive line. Keep an eye out for them. Badgers and Middle Tennessee State. Last I checked, they don't have the live line, but it was like 28 and a half, and yeah, they should cover. And it gives me some peace of mind knowing that Luke Fickell's willing to experiment. It's not, hey, let's make sure the situation at left tackle or on the left side of the offensive line is shored up, because if you're not punishing Miami of Ohio, I don't want to split hairs here, but I don't think you're going to punish Alabama, and I don't think you should use what's going to happen against Middle Tennessee State as justification for who should be starting there, but it's good to try different factors out in a game environment, because if this goes well, the third and fourth quarters are going to feel like a preseason game.
And they will. I mean, in theory, you should be able to be playing like 50 guys, like rotating in this game, getting a good look at what you actually want to have going forward, because last week, too, it was 17-0. It's not sexy, but we have been in lockstep this whole time saying that the way everything unfolded with the quarterback injury, with the pick in the end zone, with how the defense was going, there wasn't a single moment in that game that you were worried that this team was going to win last week.
No, they controlled it.
Last year, you couldn't say that early in the season with these two
They
games.
were losing to Western Michigan in the fourth quarter.
They were losing.
The people who are not happy with where the Badgers are right now, I am with you, but there is no denying they have taken a step forward.
Yes.
If you want to argue with me, 920-887-9595 on how big or marginal that step is, fine. We'll open up the talk and text line. But you cannot, and I will not accept an argument that they've gone backwards or stayed in the same spot. They lost their quarterback in the opener, and they shut a team out 17-0 and controlled it wire to wire. They had everybody healthy against Western Michigan for the most part, and they were down to them in the fourth quarter. We're going in the right direction.
I mean, the defense, could you have actually asked for anything different last week?
No, they had like 60-something yards
69
until the last drive.
The literal last drive of the
It was a
game.
three-possession game at that point.
And then what did they do? They did what Wisconsin used to do in the Bielema era, and they ran the clock out with 5.5 minutes to go. That is something that we have not
They could have
seen.
scored if they wanted to.
They could have scored another 2 or 3
So
touchdowns
if we
in
want
this
to play
game.
the what-if game, Danny O'Neal throws a better ball to the corner to Tretch. It's 24-0, 31-0 if they actually try to progress down the field more than just in a clock-chewing manner on the last drive. Now it's 31-0. There's your blowout. Happy.
I would be almost surprised. First of all, Middle Tennessee State, they don't score more than 10 points in this game, right?
No.
And if they do, it's a defensive score, a special team
Or
score.
the fourth stringers are in.
Yeah, and the game's like well out of hand.
Who didn't have their pads on at the start of the game, and then they're like, "Hey, you want to play?"
I don't think people like Miami's not a great football team. I know the MAC, it changes every year. Middle Tennessee State is awful.
Yeah,
they're objectively bad. They got
we could go on record to say that it doesn't look good. They had 22 carries for 44 yards against an FCS school last year. Dare I say they will struggle on the ground against the Badgers? Dare I also say you're probably not going to want to run the ball when you're down like 3 or 4 scores in the second quarter against the Badgers?
No, they got boat raced at home against Austin Peay, the Governors.
This should be a feel-good win.
The Governors.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they had teams called the Governors.
Get governed.
They got governed. They got governed by 20 points at home by an FCS school. If the Badgers don't mop them, mollywop them,
Maybe
absolutely.
Austin PA is just a powerhouse.
It might be. It's the FCS king of the world.
They're playing Georgia this week, so we're going to find out.
Yeah, oh my gosh. That's actually fun I might pop an eye
That'll
in.
be the other game I watch. I'll have the tri-screen on. It'll be Badgers, Bama against Monroe, and then Georgia against Austin PA, the Fighting Governors.
Is it Austin PA?
Is it Pay?
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
we do not know the school name, and they lost by 20. That's not good.
Yeah.
Badgers by $1 billion.
So just looking at the Governor's schedule right now. It goes Middle Tennessee, number 4 Georgia, a team that year in, year out has been contending for the college football playoff. And then this feels
It's going to be a tight game.
This feels so mean. But then it's Morehead State, Abilene Christian, Utah Tech, Eastern Kentucky, Samford. They won on a March Madness run a few years ago. That's about all I remember there.
I will say that they end the year with Tarleton State, and that Tarleton State Texans team just beat Army last weekend.
Yes,
a couple FCS dominant teams.
By transitive property, that this Middle Tennessee State team might actually have a chance to cover. No, absolutely not. So let this be a feel-good win. Let Ricardo Hallman get his pick 6. Let the offensive line in the left tackle position dominate a team they should. And hopefully you've got a runaway favorite for that Bama game. Hopefully it's not Danny O'Neal back there. But if it has to be, he shows out in this game and they just rip open the playbook for him.
And there's something about knowing that he will have had then about 7 full quarters to be your starter. 3 of them.
7 minutes like Braden Locke did.
Yes.
Braden Locke was not great, but he was put in a tough position.
It was an impossible position. And the expectations then, they immediately shift for everybody. And if you got last week, you get thrown in a tough situation, and he did his job. He wasn't great. He wasn't special. He did his job. And that's what you've been looking for a long time from Wisconsin quarterbacks. And then and now, you go into week 2, you're playing what should be the JV team Mark DiStefano said. And if you beat them the way you should, yeah, I'm probably going to talk myself into getting hurt next week when they go to Tuscaloosa.
I feel so bad. I just
Austin Peay.
Just completely danced on an FCS school. He probably shouldn't.
Austin Peay, Tarleton State is going to feed families. We'll cover that here exclusively.
I'm sure they're great football programs. I'm sure they have good turnout. Mid-major football, all that, I love it. I love Maction and stuff, but the separation between Wisconsin, whether they're going to be 4-8 or 8-4 this year, and Middle Tennessee should still be wide.
It's gargantuan.
Yeah.
Like that. That's a good word to drop.
When we return, Beaver Dam football and Randolph football are in action tonight. Beaver Dam football on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Randolph, a Daily Dodge TV exclusive. Keys to victory for the Golden Beavers of Beaver Dam and the Rockets of Randolph looking for their first win this season. They've had a tough schedule to start. More on that next. This is the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Hey, this is Kurt Grunwald from Beaver Dam Youth Football. You're listening to 1430 ESPN, home of the Golden Beavers.
Partner your business with the most famous 4 letters in sports, ESPN. For more information, click on the Contact Us tab at dailydodge.com.
From the Daily Dodge News Center, I'm Terry Bell. The job of cleaning up the August 15th train derailment near Reeseville is far from over. 22 cars jumped the tracks that day, but as of Tuesday, only 8 cars have been removed. There's another change at the top at Sun Prairie West High School. Associate Principal Ed Ford will serve as acting principal. Former West Dean of Students Robert Gilkey Meisegeiger faces federal child sex crime allegations. Beaver Dam High School has not one but two robotics teams thanks to a $1,500 grant from the Beaver Dam Area Community Foundation. The foundation's education fund has been giving grants for Beaver Dam school projects since 2021. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office just added a feature on its smartphone app for lodging complaints about people not stopping for school buses when they should. It's designed for school bus drivers, but Sheriff Dale Schmidt says anyone can use it. From the Daily Dodge News Center, I'm Terry Bell.
Your home for Beaver Dam High School Golden Beaver Athletics is Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
Your Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Mayville and Beaver Dam is your football party headquarters. Stop in for big savings during their football kickoff sale, and you could win some great prizes, including 3 J.J. Watt autographed footballs and much more. Score big with whole untrimmed beef tenderloin at $9.99 a pound. Come up clutch with California red or green seedless grapes for $1.49 a pound. Progresso soup is buy 2, get 2 free. Cheetos, Tostitos, Doritos, Ruffles, or Roll Gold Select items are also buy 2, get 2 free. No fumbles here. Fox Brothers brats or sausages are buy 2, get 1 free. Get 3 12-packs for $13 of 7-Up, RC Cola, or A&W when you buy multiples of 3. Easy, delicious dinners like Red Baron Pizza is just 2 for $8, and 3-pound Dutch Farms fully cooked chicken tenders, rings, nuggets, or patties can be had for $5.99. All that and more at your Fox Brothers Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam and Mayville.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Wisconsin, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Home searching online? About to click that Contact Agent tab? Hold that finger. Did you know that when you click that tab, you're likely reaching someone outside your local area? Before you do that, consider connecting with a real estate advisor who actually lives and works in your community. Someone who knows the local inspectors, service providers, contractors, and even the best pizza place in town. Get started with the buyer consultation so you're fully prepared for when the one pops up for sale. We are here to help. Kladowski Real Estate, your trusted real estate advisors.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruberg Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruberg Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Sports, spice, and occasionally nice. You're tuned in to Corey and Wally on the Dam Sports Show, presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun, Dodge County's local sports show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Prep sports, prep football, doubleheader tonight. Have not said those words in a while, actually, now that I think of it. We had the 2-week hiatus from prep coverage in general after Legion going into the fall. But even before that, usually it wasn't a doubleheader, and usually it wasn't the same sport. So prep football doubleheader for the first time in a very long time. Beaver Dam football at home. It's their home opener against Mount Horeb Barneveld. That is the only regular season loss Beaver Dam had last year. It was at Mount Horeb Barneveld. Crazy environment. So they're looking for revenge. And they also went 5-0 at home last year, so looking to keep that streak alive. And then Randolph will be taking on Lourdes Academy at Titan Stadium up in Oshkosh. We're going to do keys to victory for both teams here. We'll start with Beaver Dam. Again, their home opener against Mount Horeb Barneveld. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:45 p.m. on Daily Dodge TV and 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. Wade Bates, Tim Ladrin, Wally Lukashinsky here will have the call for you. Keys to victory for Beaver Dam. I will hand the ball off to start.
All right, I think that one of the biggest keys in this game is going to be bringing extra pressure from Beaver Dam to make sure that run blitz, you're able to keep that run game in check. Problem is that you go to the other side. Mount Horeb Barneveld is a very strong team, very balanced team. They're also very capable of throwing the football. So this is where Hendrickson's going to be a problem. So if you're bringing about 5-6 guys every snap, you're really going to be dependent on that secondary to be physical, to be able to play one-on-one with these guys and go out there, be athletes, and you have to be competitors because this is going to be a big football team. It's going to be a very, very talented football team. And last year, I mean, it was a dogfight in the fourth quarter that Beaver Dam could have won that game. It was the only game that you went away in the regular season, and you're like, wow, we
left something on the table, possibly.
We could have left something on the table. And if you win that game, you said 5-0 at home last year. Who knows? You might have another home game or two.
Yeah.
I know that has been something that Brock Lindy has thought about. He knows that team's on the other side. Bringing him back home here for your home opener this year, I'm expecting this to be a very, very fun game. Expect the Beavers to compete, but it's going to all start there with that secondary because I think you're going to see a lot of pressure tonight.
I think physicality is a great way or a great aspect to point out here with this Beaver Dam team because a lot went wrong coming out of the first half. Beaver Dam had a lead. Menominee Falls was drawing closer and closer and closer. A couple of mistakes were made. But what really stuck out to me and where I really locked in was the last couple of drives. Beaver Dam needed a stop. It'd be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 2. And the front line of Menominee Falls was winning that battle. The back, whoever they would hand it off to, would not be touched until they got past the line to gain. That can't happen at all. That definitely can't happen from the get-go. And that's something that I'm sure Mount Horeb Barneveld saw is going to try and take advantage of. But you just brought it up as well, Wally. They have, I don't want to call it an air raid, but they throw the ball around more than teams in the state of Wisconsin typically would.
Yeah, I mean, Brooks Hendrickson, again, he's up right and around now, where if he wanted to, he'd be even further, but they've been blowing teams out. But 30 of 51 for 361 yards in high school, I mean, you're talking high-level numbers. I mean, if you're not Tier 1, you're in that next tier.
2,000-plus yard season on the way.
And it's like, it's not even like it's a team that it's like, hey, I'm trying to think of other examples around without naming names, but it's not even a team that's like, hey, we can't run the ball. We need to throw it every single down. They have Jack Wilson, who's averaging nearly 6 yards a carry at this point of the year. And they haven't even had to give him the ball a ton because they, again, with what they've been doing, they've been able to mix it up. So to make this team uncomfortable, make this a very competitive game going into halftime, again, start fast. I think that you're going to see that aggressiveness on both sides. Maybe you see a shot that we really haven't seen yet from Jax, maybe 1 or 2 times we've seen it so far this year. Maybe on the first drive of the game, take a shot down the field, and then on the defense, again, I expect blitzing, and more blitzing. It's going to be fun.
This is the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam Daily Dodge TV and the ESPN Wisconsin app, 920-887-9595, our talk and text line. You can let us know by calling, texting, or going into the Daily Dodge TV YouTube live chat, which has been very active today, might I add. Thank you all for that. You can let us know if you're going to the game, what you're looking forward to, any of your keys to victory for Beaver Dam as well. Mine's going to be win the turnover battle. That's probably a very overly used aspect that people like to pick out. But I think it's important here, especially coming off last week. Mount Horeb Barneveld plays a crisp, clean brand of football. They are very disciplined, as is Beaver Dam. We got a front row seat to how crisp Mount Horeb Barneveld was last year. They can win it ugly, as they did last year against Beaver Dam. They can put on a 2-hour highlight reel, like they have the first 2 games of the season on offense. It'll be harder for them to do either of those things if Beaver Dam takes care of the football. Special teams, you've brought it up, they've looked the part. They can flip the field on command. Defense was bend, don't break last week. Let's see the offense control the pace and the defense force some issues or show some resistance up front. Don't let Mount Horeb Barneveld convert on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. But let's see if we get a peanut punch here or there. Jar something loose. I mean, you got the pick 6 from Ashton Seifert against Menominee Falls before. An early turnover would make a world of a difference for a team that's looking for a bounce back at home today.
Well, and they've been getting them so far. First 2 drives of each of the last 2 games, first 2 games of the year, they have turned over the opposition in the first 2 minutes, both of them leading to touchdowns, one immediately there with that defense, actually. So winning the turnover battle in anything, in sports, you have a very good chance to win. It's like having fewer errors in baseball, fewer turnovers in basketball. If you go out there and you can maximize your possessions, it's the thing, too. The defense, yeah, they were, to your point before, it's 3rd and 5, and you knew they needed 5. They were getting it. They weren't giving up explosive plays.
No. They had just enough.
They gave up the touchdown pass on the opening play of the second half. Besides that, I can probably think on like 2-3 occasions of plays that were more than 20 yards down the field. So they've at least done a good job keeping in front of them. If you do that and kind of play that bend, don't break defense, you are going to see some turnovers. You just are also going to occasionally see the game where the opposition, like Falls, had 52 offensive plays to your 30.
Yeah, absolutely. Time of possession factors into all that as well, right? Randolph plays Lord's Academy. That is your second football preview of this segment. Keys to victory for Randolph. I'll lead us off here since I'm going to that game with Tim Haldeman, Aiden Voigt already en route there. I'll be just behind him by about 15-30 minutes. It's going to be at Titan Stadium, so it should be a good venue. Control time of possession. I just brought that up for the last game, but this football team has thrown the ball, Randolph, 14 times through 2 games. It is very clear that their brand is on the ground. They've made it no secret they intend to give Ben Paul, their physical quarterback, options on the ground, whether it's keeping the ball, handing it off, doing triple option. They've done a lot of different looks so far this year. He's averaging over 5 yards a carry. This is Randolph's 3rd straight ranked opponent, as voted on by their peers and coaches. Lords is ranked 8th in Division 7. Johnson Creek is up on the schedule since we're starting Trailways. They are ranked, so they're going to have another ranked opponent in their mirror if Johnson Creek stays hot. But the key here with controlling time of possession, do not let that Lords offense, led by a quarterback in Brady Bauer, who has completed 80% of his passes so far this year. Don't let them fly all over the field today. Easiest way to prevent that, just keep the ball out of their hands.
And it's going to be, I think, a very short game. I think you're going to have a chance to be on the road, but while we're still in the 3rd quarter, the way that those two teams play football.
They both like to run it. Lords passes it a little bit more, but they both like to run the ball. Yep.
For sure. In both cases, though, whether it's Ben Paul or Brady Bauer, the leading passer and leading rusher on these football teams is the quarterback.
A lot of keepers.
A lot of keepers. So with that, you're going to have the quick game. So I love that. Trying to win the time of possession, it probably means that you're at least able to get a couple stops here on the defensive end, because this could be a game that both teams see the ball 7 times, and that's it. So if you're going to have 2 or 3 fewer possessions than you will on a typical Friday night, it's that much more important to play clean football, limit the penalties, limit the turnovers, and then when you do have those special teams, don't allow anything weird to happen. Because in a game that you're trying to compete and bridge that gap like Randolph's going to, you can't have unnecessary mistakes.
Ben Paul, Ben Paul, Ben Paul. So just keep it on the ground. And I think they will, right? I think that's been their brand so far. Coach Chase has a great football program. I'm looking through their first 2 games. Again, they've both been against ranked opponents when they played them. 20-0 shutout loss in the opening game against Cambridge. We saw them last year against Marshall. That team could score in mounds. And then on August 29th last week, it's 20-6 defeat against Hilbert. So it's been like these meat grinder games where the offense has struggled to get going. But the defense is allowing 20 points a game against 2 of the best programs in the state, respectively, in their own divisions. If they allow, 13, 16, 17, high school football scores can get a little weird to Lords. You just need a couple big plays. You need the guys up front. We've talked about them so many times before to push just a little bit more. Give Ben Paul or give Jared Buwalda or give somebody out of that backfield a chance to get through, and they could pull off an upset.
They could, and I know that Ben Paul again, even looking at the defensive side of the ball, he almost doubles the number 2 tackler.
He's a game wrecker.
He's just a football player. When you see him, he's one of those kids that just emanates what makes this game special. It's the grit, it's the heart, it's that hard work. So I'm excited for you to have the opportunity to go out there and see him. We got to see him on the basketball court last year, but I don't know if we got to watch him on the football field, but you're right. Even in basketball, he's a little bit shorter than a lot of the kids he's going up against. He wanted that physicality. He wanted the contact.
Yep.
Give it the ball to Ben Paul.
There we go. Good rhyme. Beaver Dam football pregame coverage starts at 6:45 p.m. It's the home opener against Mount Horeb Barneveld. Randolph on the road, starting a 3-game road trip against Lords. Pregame coverage starts at 6:45, just on Daily Dodge TV. When we return, Friday picks. Wally and I are tied, so that gave us the liberty to change things up a little bit. We're going to introduce Cover 5 to you. We brought it up earlier this week, giving you all of the details. It is not too late to join. It is not too late to have an opportunity to win $800. That's on the other end of the break. This is the Dam Sports Show on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam and Daily Dodge TV.
Here's a look at your
356-8860 and stay cool this summer with Air Care.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Whether it's the Golden Beavers, the Rockets, or the Warriors, the Dam Sports Show talks about your favorite local teams on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. And it's presented by Real Sports Cards in Waupun.
Welcome back to the Dam Sports Show, streaming live on the Daily Dodge TV YouTube channel, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can join myself and Wally Lukashinsky and the ESPN Beaver Dam team here in a Cover 5 pool. It is simple. Each week, pick 5 games against the spread. Then whoever finishes with the most points is a weekly winner. Compete all season long for your chance at winning a Chula Vista Resort and Water Park vacation pack valued at $800 plus bragging rights. Just download the app to get started. The grand prize, a little more details on that. Chula Vista Resort and Water Park pack. You get a one-night stay in a junior suite that includes a Chula Vista Resort Water Park passes for 4-pack, 4 rounds of 18 holes, and 2 GPS-enabled golf carts, $50 tavern restaurant gift card, 2 Dell's Zipline Adventures passes, and 2 $25 dining vouchers. And let's say it's week 12. You're like, all right, mathematically, I am about as close to being eliminated as you could be from the grand prize. That's okay, because if you have the best score against the spread on a week-by-week basis, we give out a free ESPN Beaver Dam hat to those who are 18 years old or older and have a valid U.S. driver's license. You got the best score in week 5, week 7, week 9, week 11, you get an ESPN Beaver Dam hat. How to join? You enter the code BD2025 after downloading the Cover 5 app in your app store today. Download the app, join the league, BD2025, and you are in.
Did it 2 days ago on the show. It took me about 30 seconds. No
It's
big
actually
deal.
really easy.
It's as simple as it can be, and it's a lot of fun too, because again, there's something when you just bet with spreads. I like now that there's added incentive. If you know you're going to lose a spread early on, you have to make it close. You got to bridge the gap, not lose as many points.
Yeah.
And then I didn't mention this during the break. I mean, I should have to you before. Since we were tied going into our Friday picks, and we're transferring this now and turning this into our Cover 5 picks.
Now we have to both do the punishment.
Oh, I wasn't even. I was like, no. No. So can we just eliminate the 4-2 records and start now?
I was thinking about that too. It was nice of you to conveniently let me back in. I know you were up a game so that we could be tied going into
Strategic.
this. So good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can wipe it clean. So that was just like that was a lockout.
That was
season.
preseason.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
That was
Exactly.
preseason. That was like the XFL. So very cool.
Yeah. So now it's simple. So in Cover 5, as Wally said, it's great to stay invested into the game because even if you beat the spread or you're losing to it, you kind of need it to be close if you're losing, or let it be a blowout if you're winning it, because it's by point value. So if it's Packers -2 and they win by 10, you just got 8 points. How Wally and I are going to do this is we're not going to keep the point value. It's just going to be, all right, you guessed against the spread. Did you get it right or not? So it's going to be a win-loss column for us, Cover 5. Join that. A little more details there. So we picked 5 games. It is Cover 5 for the NFL season. You and I are in agreement on 2 of them. I have Green Bay -2.5 against Detroit, and you have the Raiders, which I agreed with you on there.
That scares me actually, because I
Fighting Geno Smiths.
I very seldomly am like positive about the Raiders, but there's something about that I don't trust New England. But then for the Packers, we got to put our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
We've been talking them up all off season. Go prove it. You're home against the Detroit, the Motown, Motor City Kitties. Go beat them by more than 2.5. I'm calling it a win.
Yeah, Micah Parsons' debut, whether it's 25, 30 snaps, expect him to be a game wrecker. I'll rattle my 3 off really quick. I'm not going to do this again. I picked the Thursday Night Football game before Friday pick, so it's done. Yikes. I got it wrong. Double yikes. I had Dallas -8.5.
Wait, Dallas -8.5?
Or no, Philly.
Oh,
-8.5.
okay.
Philly -8.5. Sorry. Philly -8.5 against Dallas. Yeah, I did not take an alternate line.
I was like, I didn't even know you could do that in there.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Jalen Carter do his thing, I was like, Dallas by 1,000,000. No, I got that wrong. So I'm 0-1 there. I'm picking Miami +1.5 against Indianapolis, the Fighting Daniel Joneses, and then Arizona -6.5 against the Fighting Spencer Rattlers. If you have a quarterback situation that I'm not a fan of, I am betting against you.
Hey, that's fair. I'm going with Baker touchdown maker, Tampa Bay -2.5 week 1. Followed up with Aaron Rodgers, familiar face here, going against the New York Jets. How fitting is that?
Justin Fields against his former team, too.
Great point. So I'm going to Steelers there, -2.5. And then for whatever reason, the Bengals suck in the month of September. So I'm taking the Cleveland Browns +5.5 and making that closer than it should be against the Bengals.
Division game, opening week, September Bengals. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us on the airwaves. 6:45 p.m. is when coverage starts for Beaver Dam football on Daily Dodge TV. ESPN Beaver Dam. Randolph on Daily Dodge TV starts at 6:45 as well. Homer Hour coming up next. Enjoy your weekend.
How do airplanes fly?